So I'm trying to get here on the thing when there's some running. And I was heard song like, some rather like a little short list here, MIGs, and there's so-called yeah, nurse, saying you have dead battery through your front windshield. I mean, that's your choice. My rabbit's fine. And anyway, and so, so let's just go ahead, since you heated up the whole idea on the nurses and whatnot. Heated up when this is news, media, law, some stick, some constitutional law abuse, inertia. I wonder if there was a lesson to be learned, and something or rather, and then, or you should just go bald and start fresh, and then, in her case, I'd be like, if you have a nice personality, which is like, checks and balances, no, it's a lose-lose, and so, you know what I'm saying, and so given that, and the cold nipply day of what it is, and you know what I'm saying, anti-silver dollars on, like I said, and I don't have to embrace the whole problematic situations of MIGs and Agent Orange according to them, because if that's the case, you implicate black mamas on jackets talking about and smart denigrations and whatnot. Now, if you're talking about California is owned by Ukraine nowadays, you still on American soil. And if they went ahead and acquiesced to the Pacifics, which is like bypassing the Pacifics over there, then kind of like that's what the United States validates, hence some stick. So, you know what I'm saying? As far as it is, Trump selling his armed services over there overseas or whatnot, and if that's the case, he's putting America up for sale in that sense, if you want to say the antagonist of patriotism. And say they're not making Saturn delights because, choppers, I'm talking about for bananas. He said, what do you call it? If they over there in Syria or whatnot, and he over there and, what do you call it? Slavic Bear said, I'm wearing 42s, but I got Wranglers, so I'm gonna launch like that. You stance launch. You have to stance launch, because if you don't, the recoil will put you on your heels, subsequently on your back. So, given the whole nature of it, because there was no inertia, so you start off with Parkinson's. That's how you start off on timing alone, that you validate right there from each raid. And so it's a shocker and a floorer. If you say, I don't even know if it's a floorer, if that's right. Shocker and a floorer. And so to say, oh, you know what I'm saying, we gonna do this on like all types of inducing Lyme. Now, what do you induce Lyme for? No one spreads Agent Orange around this. No one spreads, not jet fuels, but Agent Orange around this like that, especially in the secluded areas, in the secular areas, to where, okay, wherever you get your stacks, we're going to fix that then. Wherever you get your stacks, we're going to fix that then. So if you don't say that on soil, then you're like saying, well, then it's not fertile in that sense. And on top of that, it's poisonous. So being that it's poisonous, it's more it was over there signing the intricate, everybody's running the EMI. Oh, I got a script. Oh, I got a playwright. Oh, I got such and such. And no one's always worrying about GDP, even though season's is over. And it is, in fact, self-incriminating orange season. Uh, so, uh, so yeah, that's a later day. So if you're in Philadelphia, you have tanks, and he says something about I'm commuting hours from like Vermont, and I don't deal with this unless I live on the Lower East Side. Then, and then like you know what? Then I care less about abuse a lot. You know what I mean? Paradise Park on a parking lot. It's too much. Pick one. Just pick one. So here's a list: purple, green, fry, halleck, sand, carpets. Here it is: separation of church and state. Now let's leave that alone real quick because blasphemous. I don't know, and what it is. And so separation of church and state. Look, yeah, man, look here. Humanity's alone. Amen. Yeah, right. As both Zen Buddhism and separation of Dalai Lama Buddhism would have to say that Genghis Khan could care less if it was a Snickers or a yak. Because in general, bison has a lot of protein, and if you live in Australia, you can care less. Because the GDP or the GNP on Idaho, it probably went up or down in fluctuation of absolutes. And in general, nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody want to talk about that. Nobody want a potato sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Unless you like I'm set and you Ron Weasley, and then you want a whole nother thing, a sphere of what jargons you're integrating. The sphere of jargons you're integrating and say, oh, you know what I'm saying? Well, and nobody's not even filled rules like I'm watching the internet. People damn near 60 around here, and then general, and there's somebody hiding behind that. Nobody's hiding behind that. He's not watching that. So what are you talking about? Oh, we heating up for Tuesday. And so everybody gonna get their fix. Everybody gonna wait till the job gets done. Well, you know what, Grizzard, if you didn't read between the lines and folklore since 1976, then you just doing selective listening. You doing selective listenings. And like what I'm saying about that is when you're doing selective listenings, you're not hearing the whole thing of it. You're not hearing the whole thing of it. That's like going to red calculus and why it's called red calculus. Because you didn't do the whole thing of it.